Hi, ladies. So today I want to have a conversation with you about self-care. So we just did a little video on this on Instagram, but I wanted to bring it to the podcast and talk to you a little bit. So I feel like it's a conversation that everybody's talking about, everybody has opinions about, so I figured I would join in. The other day, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a woman's post, and she posted all these different self-care things that she does, and she has kids, and I think she was rollerblading, pushing a stroller, and doing all these different modalities. And people ridiculed her. The things women had to say in her comment section was appalling. So I feel like self-care has a tendency to threaten people that aren't doing self-care. So what is self-care anyways? Let's just break this down. Self-care is taking care of yourself. Mostly as women, we've been trained to take care of everyone else around us, right? We take care of our spouses, we take care of our pets, we take care of our people, our kids, we take care of our coworkers, our employees, we take care of everyone. And self-care is so important because it's time to empower ourselves and fill ourselves up so that we can give more back. Because that's all we want to do. We want to make a difference for the people that we love, and we want their lives to be great. And it's time for us to come first. It's time for you to come first. That doesn't mean being selfish. It just means taking care of yourself so that you have more to give to others in life. So what are some of the things that you can do to take care of yourself? And some of you have never taken care of yourself. And I get that because I was in that boat once. And some of you are self-care experts, which is awesome. So I am a self-proclaimed self-care queen. Why? Because years ago, I figured out that I was burned out. I was burned out doing everything around my house, doing everything for my daughter, doing everything for my employees, running a business. And at the end of the day, I was exhausted and just wanted a glass of wine and to watch a show. I'm not gonna lie, I still like that from time to time, especially the wine. But once I started self-care, and for me, what that looked like is I started doing meditation every morning. And the funny thing was, I would listen to podcasts, and I was hearing this over and over from different podcast hosts, and they would say, oh, I wake up super early in the morning before anyone in my house wakes up, and I journal and I meditate and I work out and I do all of these things. And they were saying things like, I wake up at 4 a.m. And I thought, oh, hell no, I am not waking up at 4 a.m. So I put it off and I put it off and I put it off. And then one day I was like, well, what could I do to take care of myself and to get rid of my burnout? So I decided I could wake up at 6 a.m. So my daughter usually wakes up at 6:30, 6:45, my husband about the same time, but I could carve out from 6 to 7 for myself. Sometimes 6:15 to 7. And I created this practice many years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, where I make sure I wake up at 6 a.m. and I have my alone time and I meditate. I'm also a Reiki master, so I'll do self-Reiki on myself. And I spend time to connect with God, my angels, my inner knowing. And that changed my life because I started the day centered, grounded, knowing who I am and what I'm out to accomplish. And then everything in my life started to soar. So then I started incorporating other self-care things. And some of self-care can be small. So I love to do dry brushing. I think we have something on the blog about it. So you can get a dry brush, and before you shower, you just brush your skin to get your lymphatic system going and get rid of toxins and make your skin softer. So I am religious about doing dry brushing before I take a shower. I also love to drink lemon water first thing in the morning. So I squeeze a fresh lemon and I drink lemon water for all the benefits that gives me. And these are not time-consuming things. Dry brushing takes 1 minute. Juicing lemon water takes 1 minute. But these are things that are telling myself, I'm communicating to myself, you're worth it. You got this, girl. You took the time for yourself. I love that. So I make that a priority in my life. Then I incorporate other things that I am not so regular about. Like I have an infrared sauna that I love to lay in, and it really lights me up. Literally lights me up. But it feels good and it nurtures me, and then it detoxifies me. And I wish I was consistent. I wish I could tell you I do that for 30 minutes every day. I don't have time for that. So I find the times that I do have for that. Maybe it's twice a week. Maybe some weeks I do it 3 times a week, but I make sure to do it. And then I also am realistic about what can I commit to on a regular basis. I also, for a long time, I used an excuse called I can't have time to really do the things that I love because of my family. I used them as my scapegoat. And for instance, I love to play tennis. And my coach was always telling me I needed to play tennis 3 or 4 times a week to get better, which to me seemed daunting. 3 or 4 times a week. And then I started making a priority, like Saturday and Sunday mornings, I wake up before anybody's up and I go play tennis for an hour and a half. And then by the time I come home, we eat breakfast and get on with our day. So yes, I'm sacrificing in the sense of I wake up earlier, but the joy it gives my soul and the spark it gives my life is so worth it. And I hope that I've really broken it down into bite-sized chunks. This does not have to be huge, monumental wake up at 4 a.m. to do it. And if you do want to wake up at 4 a.m. to do it, God bless you. I'm just not that person. Other things that I do that you could take on right away is, I talked about this in the Instagram post, is you could do yoga poses with your kids. There's great books out there. So you can incorporate them, or sometimes I'll have my daughter help me juice my lemon in the morning. So incorporate them. And by the way, you're teaching your kids that you come first and that you're important. And that teaches them that they can be important in the world and they can say yes to taking care of themselves. And I think that's one of the best gifts you could give your kids. Another thing that I love to incorporate is listening to podcasts. I love listening to motivational, inspirational, even business podcasts, self-actualization. I'm very spiritual and love God, so I love listening to people riff about that. And sometimes it's great to go on a walk and listen to other people's podcasts and get value, or listen in the car instead of listening to music that has trash lyrics or bad messages. I like listening to podcasts that really have my vibration go up so that I can be better for the people in my life. I'm sure there's a million other self-care things that you can incorporate, which, there's taking care of your body by stretching and using a Theragun, or there's a million, or I love the fascia blaster, or there's a lot of things that you can do. And the most important thing is that you do it. If you're not currently doing any self-care, start small. Start with 10 minutes a day. You can for sure carve out 10 minutes a day. I remember when I first started meditating, I was trying to meditate twice a day for 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, that was so daunting at the time. And I remember experts would say, if I think I don't have the time to meditate, then I need it worse than ever. And I really took that on and started, now my meditation time is non-negotiable. But I started small. I started with 10 minutes in the morning. Oh, another thing I love is EFT tapping to calm my nervous system. So sometimes in the middle of the day, if I'm having a super stressful day, I'll take 10 minutes and do some tapping to reframe life, because life is amazing. But it's not amazing when you're overwhelmed, stressed out, taxed out to the max. It's amazing when you stop and be present to what's around you. And I feel like self-care, taking care of yourself, is a way to get present. And getting present has you love your life and know that you're worth it, because you are worth it. You are enough. You deserve everything in life and more. You deserve your dreams. You deserve the money you want. You deserve the relationship you want. You deserve it all. And it starts with telling yourself you deserve it. So I also think self-care is a way to communicate to yourself, I am enough. I am worth it. Because if you can't carve out 10 minutes or an hour for yourself a day, then what do you think you're communicating to yourself about your worthiness? Someone else is more important? And I know a lot of people make excuses and they say, well, I have 3 kids or I have 5 kids. I'm a working mom. I'm doing this. I do that. I understand, because I am also a working mom. And start small. You really can do it. You can give yourself permission to have 10 minutes. Tell your family, 10 minutes. The next 10 minutes are just for me. I do not want to be bothered. Or take 10 extra minutes in your car on your drive somewhere and take those 10 minutes to get grounded, get centered, do something special for yourself. I also think, this just came to my mind, which I love. I also think a form of self-care is buying yourself flowers, treating yourself the way you would want your best friend to treat you. That's a great form of self-care. Love yourself the way you would want someone else to love you, and that will transform your life. So I just wanted to take a few minutes today to talk about self-care, because I feel like, so many women don't do it, don't take the time for it, have lots of excuses, which are valid. I am not invalidating your excuses, but I want to empower you in a different way. And that's to accomplish everything you've ever wanted, love your life, fill yourself up, and reach for the stars, have your dreams be fulfilled. So we'll probably riff on different other self-care activities as we go through the weeks, the months, the years of this podcast. But for today, I want to inspire you to take care of yourself. Show yourself some love today. Have an awesome day.